Yeah. So, welcome to Coffee Conversations with
Yay.
myself and Emily. I'm gonna actually like press start right here. Gonna cut everything else that we were like having sound issues and then forget about that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Anyway, I want to know. I love because obviously, I've mentioned the story a lot of the first time you came on Zoom and you had to leave
Mm,
halfway through with anxiety and just feeling from that, and then going like, are we 3 years later from training? 3 or 4?
Pretty much,
Yeah,
pretty much,
3.
almost going on 4
So
because
it's
I did it from like the winter of 2020 till January 2021. So yeah.
so crazy. I can't believe it. It's
Yeah.
so amazing. And then to watch your progression now, which to me is like so amazing. And I think it'd be great to share that story. But even before that, because this morning I was thinking, how did I know you, or how did I found you, or how did you find me? And it was literally because you're in the military, you were at
Mhm.
Wheel Fico in Cold
Yeah.
Lake. Woo!
Yeah.
Went out to
That's
them.
that's that's how I found you pretty much
That's
because
so crazy.
originally when Wheel Fit Co opened, I wanted to apply. I wanted to do it over there, but then I was too late. I was too late for the training, and it was already opening. So I said, you know what? It's okay. So I waited. When it opened, I started going, and
Yeah.
I got hooked. I got hooked on it, and
Love
like my favorite instructor still to this day, like, well, she's no longer instructing, unfortunately, but she's still my favorite in my heart deeply, and it's mostly probably because of her that I'm here today.
and shout out who was it? I think
To
I remember
Leslie, Mama Leslie.
Mama Leslie.
Like she gave me
Oh,
chills all the time, like
yeah.
all the freaking time. Like she was so amazing, so lovely. And I loved her. Like I loved her hair. Like she had long, long hair. I loved her so much. And I was going every Sunday to her classes until we moved out. So until we moved out in 2020. So yeah, and then moved to Gatineau, moved to Ottawa, started working here, and then I saw that you were doing the online training
Yeah.
because I figured it out like from Wheel Fit Go and all of that.
Yeah.
And I was scared a little bit. I was like, oh, you know what, it's a lot of money. And I was just like, I don't know. Like, should I do it? And it was actually Phil that said, fuck this, like just do
Oh,
it.
I love Phil.
Like he's like, if you do like that, you do like spinning, you do love it, like just do it. So he pushed me in that direction and I said, well, okay, then I'm just gonna do it. And then I started the training, even though I was like in an anxious peak, and I still did it.
Oh, not only did you do it, you nailed it and then
Yeah, I
progressed
finished
like
it.
everything. Yeah. And did the work, because that's one of the things. Even Sarah, one of our trainers now, she's always like, it's such a great line because she's like, in order to complete the course, you have to complete the course. Because you'll find people will do it. And if they don't do the practice work, it's never going to happen. Right?
Yeah,
Like you have
exactly.
to do the practice.
Yeah.
And there's a couple things. I'm freaking living for Phil because we have conversation, be like, hey, Phil, in the background. Like, I was like, why is Phil not training? That was number one. I remember that
Oh,
thinking
he
it
hates
was like,
spinning. He hates it. He despises it. He doesn't like it.
wow, Phil. And the other thing is just mentioning Leslie. I love that whole Wheel Fit Co. The OG team and the teams we trained after that. Like, it's so funny because you could just tell like that team was so special when we trained
Mhm.
them. And again, Danica had done such a great job because everyone was so, again, because this industry can have a little bit of ego and stuff like that. And just everyone
Yeah.
was like about everyone else's success. And
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the vibe going there. It was so friendly. And then to me, it hit me like when I was going there, and then Danica was saying, Hi, Emily. And I was like, What? What?
he
Me?
knows my name. Yeah. Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
And then like it changed my mindset and my approach to fitness because I was stuck in that like place. Like I was a runner, but then I started like not having fun running anymore.
Mhm.
And then I was training a lot at the gym. So I was always like in my head a lot, which was not contributing to my anxiety.
Yeah.
So then when I found this place and I started going, and it gave me like such a rush
Mhm.
that like it just stuck with me.
It's such a the purpose. Like, I always talk about the ripple effect, and what blows my mind is the ripple effect. Like, you'll go in, we'll train teams, we're like, "Training, yeah, all right, all right." They don't even know. I'm like, "When we open, like, you're gonna change people's lives, da, da, da." And when they're in the work and all that, it's kinda like, "Really? Like, this is a lot of work, and it's a lot of commitment." And man, when they do it, and I don't always hear those stories after everyone opens, like, and that's why I call it the ripple effect of like from the training and everything we do and the empowerment and all that, and then leading to this you coming in, them
Mhm.
remembering your name and obviously valuing you and everyone that walks in the door, and it freaking changes your life and fitness. Like, it's unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
It just blows
Yeah.
my mind. It blows
Because
my mind.
to me, honestly, it started from there.
Yeah.
So it
Oh, that's
originated
what I
from there.
remembered this morning. I was like, "It did." Like, I met you at Wheel Fitco. Yeah. Not at the Wheel
Yeah.
Fitco, but I met you,
Well,
like,
we
found you.
never actually physically met,
Yeah.
actually. So,
No, to this day.
but it is because like you've trained them that I got in contact with you and I was able to actually like find you.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
unreal. Like, I just so when your anxiety was bad, was that because you were moving? Like, because Cold Lake and then moving to
It was
back
a
to Quebec?
variety of things. It was a variety of things, but yeah, like when we moved here, it was a struggle. Like it's a new city, new job, new everything. So I was struggling with a whole lot of things. My health also was not super because I was waiting for my surgery. So like there was a bunch of things that were like happening at the same time. So my anxiety was like all over the place for everything. So and I knew that spin was actually bringing me joy and it was making me happy. So that's why I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just going to bring myself out and just do it for myself because I know I love it
Yeah.
so much. So it just created that. And here I am now.
Yeah, exactly. So, here I am now. So and
Yeah.
here I am now finally starting your own studio.
Yeah.
Finally. How does that feel?
Mhm.
Is that incredible?
Right now it is. The first month was pretty difficult. Of course it is because it's a business. Like, yeah, I
100%.
have to build my following. I have to like find staff. I have to just
Yes.
create the space and like give it a heartbeat. So I had to like bring it up. So the first month was difficult, like classes with 5 person, things like that. But then it started growing and growing and growing. And to this date, like the people that purchased the pre-sale package, like before we opened,
Yeah.
to this date, they're regular clients, they're regular customers. They're still here, they're still there,
Yeah.
and they're holding this place like together. Like, and they brought so many people with them. They had people discover like this beautiful place, and they're giving us so much love. And like the beautiful comments that we're receiving is just, it's amazing right now. Like seeing it build up from this is
Incredible.
just amazing. And receiving those same comments about when I started doing spin and seeing people bringing me the same the same comments then that I brought up when I was working out there, like to me it's just like it's the realization that I am at the right place at the right time right now, and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
bringing up whatever I wanted it to be.
Well, you're creating what you loved, and I mean, that was the whole thing with you, right? Because we're like, okay, we'll try working here. All right, let's try working there. And you knew, like, you knew the spaces that weren't for you or didn't fit. And it's that whole
Mhm.
thing of finding your vibe, your tribe, and then making it, oh, hi, kitty.
Yeah,
Really? Like, hi, baby cat. Oh, look. Hi.
he needs he needs attention.
Yeah, I'm surprised Lola's not down here yet. Like, so at the end of the day, it kind of, somebody did say that, like, you really do find your tribe. And it's like the people that believe in what you people or what you believe in, and then they come, like, because they feel it from you. Again, it's energy, right?
Yeah.
And it's so, for me, you're just so inspiring from, again, from moment one I met you to now, and also the journey in between. That goes back to
Yeah.
like, people are like, oh, after the 6 weeks, like, do we ever see you again? It was like, do you ever get rid of me? You're like the perfect,
Never. Never.
yeah, you're like the perfect example of like, oh, hey, what's going on? Da da da, what's now? And it's funny because people they'll only come to me when they're struggling, and I'm okay with that because when you're good, freaking, you're good and you're out there. But then when you're like, I just am not feeling it, and I'm not feeling like
Mm,
it's a fit, and there's reasons for that. And so,
yeah.
if anything, that was the greatest part because that's what pushed you to actually start your own
Yeah.
brand. Yeah,
Well, exactly, because my journey built this right now where I am.
yeah,
So like I knocked on a door, it opened, and then it closed, and it opened the second door, and it closed again, and opened another door, and it closed. And at that point I was like, I'm gonna build my own door now.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm
Come
gonna
on,
just
talking.
make it my own.
Yeah, and
I'm
it's not
gonna
even that the
just
door
knock that
didn't
wall.
close before it just took a little while, all part of the journey, but at the end of the day, like, some of the doors didn't close, you closed those doors, and that's also empowering because it's like, "You
Mm,
know what? Actually, I'm not a fit. This is not working out. I'm not gonna struggle through. I'm done. I'm out."
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where are you originally from?
I'm from like far Quebec. Like I'm from a small town Quebec, like really far.
Really?
So yeah, 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 oh yeah. Like nobody in my family almost pretty much talking English. Like the old francophones, like hardcore francophones. Like so like and I moved out like very young from there. At 18, I knew I wanted to go in the city. So I moved to Quebec City um when I was like 20, I think, that I moved to Quebec City. And I
Nice,
started studying, did some work over there, started working as an admin assistant.
nice.
And then life happened. Like I stayed in there for like 10 years working in the construction industry as an
Wow.
admin assistant. And then at 30 years old, after my breakup, I just went, you know what? I'm just enrolling in the military because life was like
I'm gonna enroll in the
life was
military.
difficult. Yeah. Yeah, like life was like difficult. Like as an admin assistant, like like you don't get like dental care. You don't get like the office workers in the construction area, they don't get anything.
Yeah, that's
Like the people working outside, they have everything. They have unions, they have all of that, but when you're in the office, you don't get anything. And I was living paycheck to paycheck, and I was like, if anything happens, like
yeah.
I'm gonna be broke all the time. Like it's not working. And I said, being in the military, I can travel. I have like a regular paycheck coming in. Like I'll be able to move around. And I
I can't believe
decided,
that
you know what?
that's just
Like
you
at
thought of
30
it.
years old, I'm going in.
I just can't
And
believe
I
it,
met Phil.
which is amazing. Hello, Phil. The thing is that I would never, so for me, I floundered a lot and I was like, okay, well, never once did I consider like, I'll just go in the military. Like, not once. I was like, ooh, I got yelled at a lot growing up. Like, if somebody, I
Mm,
remember trying the air cadets, a friend of mine in Harvey Heights was like, oh, let's go try it. And they yelled at me or something. And I was like, dude, I'm out.
nope.
Yelled at enough at home, like, not a chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, it never would have been a consideration. So I love that you're just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in the military.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I knew a lot of people that were in it because in Quebec City, we have a base over there and
Right.
we have a garrison. So similar to Edmonton, it's pretty big. So
Interesting.
just went in there and I knew people and my ex was military. So I was familiar
Oh, it was
with
familiar.
the
Yeah.
environment. So I just decided, you know what? Like I don't have anything to lose anymore.
Yeah.
I moved like I had no house, like I was in an apartment. I only had my dog with me.
Yeah.
So I asked my mom, I said, if I'm trying, are you willing to take my dog in?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be gone for a couple of weeks. And she said, yeah, sure. I'll do that. I'll do it. So I brought my dog over to my mom and went in there, did the 12 weeks of basic training. And then,
Like, was it
but
hard?
I went there with like my eyes closed completely
Yeah.
and I was just focused on finishing it. I said, there's nothing else anyways for me like out there. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go in and finish this. And then I discovered like a whole new me pretty much going in there.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was the biggest aha moment from going into the military, would you say? Like a whole new me? So you're the top thing. Like, what was the biggest thing?
Well, I discovered that my limits are not exactly what I expected them to be. Like I can try stuff that I was scared of. I can like push myself further than I expected. Like I found that I can break those
Very.
limits and I can break those boundaries that I had. Like, and I started being less scared of things too. Like it just brought up some stuff.
That's so good. That's actually one of our
Yeah.
core values. Remember,
Mm,
limitless.
yeah.
Pushing you past limits you didn't even know you had.
Yeah.
Holy
Mm,
crap, that's so good. Ooh,
mm.
nice. I love when it like comes in like that.
Yeah, no, it's a realization of a lot of things.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then
Yeah.
what would be your biggest aha moment since instructor training, since taking the training? What do you think? There's probably been a lot, but
Hmm.
what would have been an
I
aha moment?
already knew I already knew I was resilient, but I know it now a whole lot more. It like resilience has a different meaning right now because I could have just like stopped when the other studios, well, one studio,
Yeah,
um, said you might not be a great fit here,
yeah,
and I could have just said, okay, well that's it, just gonna stop there. But
yeah,
instead, I went to work. I found a school to start my business plan. I started doing that training. I started pushing myself into figuring out how I will build this up,
yeah.
trying to find money, not being able to find money, being told no, saying,
Really,
fuck
hey?
that, I'm doing it myself. Like,
Really?
things
Like
like
when you went
that.
for loans, they said
Oh,
no?
yeah. I have no loans, zero.
Really?
I
Wow.
have zero. I'm running right now, like, all of my material is on um, it's a rent to own kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm paying month to month. So like the loan is not mine. I'm just paying my rent until for 4 years and then it's going to be all mine.
Nice.
So my sound system and my bikes and my shoes are all on that. So I bought all of that through this. So I did not have to get a loan for this. And then for the rest, I just went with my credit line. But I have nothing. So yeah.
And again, like Emily, this is so good for anyone listening that's like,
Hmm.
oh,
That is
because there's
wondering where to start. Yeah.
oh, not even where to start. So uncomfortable sitting down today. I'm like, oh, here comes the ADD. Yeah, you know me.
I didn't want to say it, but you
Oh
did.
God, please do, because I'm just fucking dying. I'm like, okay. Also, you're so close to the screen and I'm so far away. So I'm gonna change that because I also flipped the screen because of course it's reversed. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, you can read authentic, right? But then now I'm like, I'm looking at you, but now I'm looking over here. So I actually don't like it. I'm gonna change it back.
Mm,
So here's the thing about that video settings. I'm just gonna go back to uh oh, I don't even know where that went. Advanced. Everyone can probably see it. We'll get out. Damn it. Because I'm trying to change it back so it is. So
mm,
I'm looking at you. Because I'm looking at you. Anyway,
oh, see,
whole moment.
I have you up over me.
Oh, do you? Nice. Well, we're side by side. So here's the thing for people. First of all, I think that's probably one of the biggest compliments anyone could give anyone is being a resilient adult. I know in my years of therapy, they said, "You're such a resilient adult." And at times I was like, am I? Like, I don't know. But it's things like your story that people, you might not be a fit here. And you could have just been, you literally could have been like, yeah, you know what, actually, I'm going to take a break from the bike. It's just not working for me. Da, da, da. And it's like, no, because
Mhm.
you knew, like, it's that fire inside you. You're like, and if anything, it fueled you to do it more. But what shocks me is that people said no to loans and stuff. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Well, I have one. Like the BDC said yes, but they've been taking so long. It's still in the process. And I applied
yeah,
like maybe 2 months before opening in
really.
November. So it's like 6 months later. And like every time I send them an email saying, can I have a follow up? Something. And they are just saying, like, yeah, your file is still under review. So I have that like forty
Meanwhile,
thousand
you
dollars
started
like
the studio.
pending,
Yeah,
like that they might provide me eventually. And I'm like,
honestly,
eventually I'll get it and I'll be able to like refund myself like with
yeah,
my credit line.
yeah.
But for now,
God,
meh.
that's crazy. But at the end of the day, I think it's how easy, again, what you say, like it's just so easy. You could have been like, fuck it, and it's like, no, I'm going, I'm starting. And also the support of Phil, even though he hates spin, but like
Yeah.
he's so supportive. Hi, kitty. The kitty pops on the
He's
camera.
so annoying. He's just like hanging out.
Mom, it's so cute. But I just think that is really resilient. Like that's what it's all about right there. And for
Yeah.
anyone listening, they're like, oh well, I thought about maybe starting, or I've heard no a lot, and then it's easier just to be like, yeah, fuck it, maybe not now, maybe now is not the right time or whatever. And it's like you're such a prime example of pushing through. We actually should be resilient AF, right? Like it's just unbelievable.
Yeah. And like not taking no for an answer
Yeah.
is like it's the biggest thing because I
Jeez.
was told, and I heard that through podcasts from entrepreneurs and stuff like that,
Yeah.
that like you will be told no, like here and
Yeah.
there, like it will happen, and you have to be ready for that. And like at first, I was like, things are going so well, like I don't think it's gonna happen for me, but then it did. Like I went to go to another place to get a loan, and I did my pitch and like I was so passionate and like I got out of there and I was so proud and I was like it went well, like it went well. And then the guy came back into the office and he was like, no, it's denied. What? Like, yeah, you shit the fan. And I was like, what did I do? I was like, it went so well. He was like, well, you pitched all about community and community and community and how you wanted to give back to community, but how are you going to get money? I said,
Oh,
what? So I was like, I was floored. I was like, I was like in shock. I was like, I'm not understanding. So
so they're
to
basically
me,
saying community doesn't make money. That's what they're
yeah,
saying.
and pretty much like that's how they saw it. So like it kind of like sunk me a little bit. Like for a few days, I was just like, how am I supposed to take this? Like they're saying that my business is not gonna make money, but I'm not making this for money.
Yeah. So yeah, that's unbelievable. Like,
That's how I was like, it's
oh,
not my goal. My goal is to be able to pay my bills, pay my girls,
yeah,
and
yeah,
make people happy.
yeah, exactly.
Like, so I was like, this is not the goal. And I was like, and that's probably why like I'm getting less and less that imposter syndrome,
Yeah.
but I still have it a little bit. And I think it's partially also because of this, because I saw how those big entrepreneurs are seeing like the
Are
rest.
viewing your
They're
business.
seeing numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're seeing numbers and things like that. So that's why, like, and to anyone listening, don't get discouraged by that.
Yeah.
Don't get discouraged by that. And that's why I just went rogue and I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it on my own. no matter what it takes.
Yeah.
And I did it. And to this day, like, I'm freaking proud of saying that I stood my ground and I finally did it anyways. And now it's paying back, like, not financially, but emotionally and like with the connection with people, that right now it is paying right now
Oh,
because it's
yeah, I'm
building up.
feeling it. Like, I'm feeling like literally when I met Kat again, who's currently in training, I
Mm,
was like, again, I have this wave of like the ripple effect because a lot of times, remember when I start studios or when the trainers and stuff, we start studios, you don't see that. You don't see what happens after we open. And so to be able to have like you sending us people for training and just seeing like, oh my God, she is exceptional. She's exceptional.
I
And
know, I
and
know. I
she
love her so
really,
much.
and again, it's like the passion. It's and when we were on Zoom and it's like your favorite instructor and why, and I couldn't believe that that you would come on to say hi. I was like, this
Mm,
is perfect. I'm gonna bet $1 million that she picked you as, her favorite instructor and why.
and
And so
I was like so touched about this.
yeah, I need to clip that actually. Um, it was incredible. But at the end of the day, I just that's the ripple effect to me that she's saying she's inspired, by you and da da da. And then you go back and you're like, I'm inspired by Wheel Fitco and by Danica knowing my name and everything and all the classes and Leslie, Mama Leslie, you should always shout out.
Mhm.
You know, it's again, this ripple effect is just it makes me like tingle inside. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Because people say like, oh, they'll say in the reviews, and the reviews are like, have I died? Because I'll read those reviews and I'm like, okay, I must be dead. There's no way. Because they're so beautiful. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it changed, someone's like, we changed your life, or you changed my life. And I'm like, I have no idea. Like, no, it's a 6 week course, 8 week course, whatever it was back when, right? Like, there's no way we're changing lives. I think it's just like empowering people and
Yeah.
breaking them out and that stuff. But it's crazy when you hear, I don't know, it blows my mind. It always, to this day of doing this, even mentoring back at Good Life at the Les Mills programs,
Mm,
to starting that full body program for one cycle and then boom to today. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
yeah.
It's
But
crazy.
you are like, you are phenomenal. Like, you're bringing so much joy into people's life, into my life, into like whenever I texted you saying like, this happened, like you have to listen to this, like go check this out, like, and you were
Yeah.
always like super hyped and being like, yes girl, like
Yeah.
this
Oh
is
yeah.
like
Because I love
something
it.
like, yeah, exactly. And like it shows when it's like passion, when it's something that you love, like it brings out the best in all of us.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things we might be missing in some of the instructors we've brought on because some of our studios aren't doing as well. And I'm like, okay, well, are our instructors still passionate? Like, that's a thing because again, you can't buy that passion. And that's the fire I see in Cat, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Oh, lit up. Like, and
Mhm.
that's the passion we want. Like, are you willing to bring all your friends? And that's who we look for people to teach. Like, who's, how we doing? And they're like, oh, I'm like, okay, perfect. And just that energy, even you saying starting the studio, and now it's like, I think you almost said it's running itself. Like all the clients are chatting with each other and da da da. And that's kind of when you know you've made it is
Yeah.
when you're not open-ended questions, trying to get to know people and doing all this stuff. And it's like they're getting to know each other, like
Mhm.
introducing them, and then and then they're welcoming the new people. Basically, my job here is done. It's
Yeah.
insane, right?
Yeah.
It's
And I'm realizing it like as I go like to different classes and things like that, because and I had that realization the other day. I went to a class, like to one of my girls, and I go because it was a full class, it was
yeah,
packed.
nice.
And I I took a second while I was just walking around, and then people were asking me questions. They're like, "Oh, Emily, and oh, Emily, and oh, Emily," and I was like, okay, this is cool. But then like I turned around and I saw like everybody like talking to each other
Oh,
before class as like everything was going and getting ready. And I was just like, and then first track that like I was pedaling and I had that wave of emotion and I was just like,
Yeah.
don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. But I was living in that moment.
Yeah.
And same thing happened through the photo shoot that we did last weekend.
Yeah.
It happened because I went first. Like I was on the stage and I was like in this song and I picked the very first song that I did when I opened the studio. So
Nice.
that was like the song that I chose to be like in the photo shoot and in the content stuff. And I was completely there realizing like all the love and the passion of the people for the sport, and all of my staff was there, and
Mhm.
like I could see it, and I was just like, I'm living it. I'm living like whatever I had in my mind
Yeah.
when I started this project. It's there now in front of me, and I'm living it. And I was just
Right.
like, wow. So
Fun.
it's amazing. It's just amazing that it went
Also,
from
yeah,
like will fit go to doing like the training with
yeah,
you to this today.
yeah. And the fact that you're enjoying, like when you say in the moment, like you're actually feeling the moment, because sometimes we're, well, especially me with ADHD, like I'm flying from one thing to the next, but really like Emilie, Emilie, Everly, and da and you look around and everyone's talking to each other, and it's just like,
Hmm.
that's the shit. That's the
Yeah,
shit,
exactly.
right? Like
Exactly. And like
that's when you
it's
know you made it, right?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what that's
exactly.
I
And
fully,
in the last few weeks it's been only that.
oh, it's
It's
incredible.
been only like realizing things, and like I went to therapy yesterday because I go to therapy still. and
Hello. I've been
and
going
yeah,
for years.
yeah, exactly. So and yesterday I was
Ah,
telling that to my therapist, like, and I
ah,
told him, I said, like, in the last few weeks, I started being able to say that I'm an entrepreneur.
yeah,
And this is a big thing because since the beginning, I was never able to say it. I was not able to say it because I had that like little thing that was saying like it's too small. You cannot say you're an entrepreneur. Like I had like all of those doubts behind my mind, and now for the last few weeks, I've been able to clearly say it like in my brain and in writing and everything. Like I'm an entrepreneur now.
yeah, yeah, you are.
I built something and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in saying it. Like,
No, you should be so like
yeah.
and that's where tears run. So proud of you.
Hmm.
Can't even like, am I supposed to like have tears when I'm doing coffee talks? Like, what the fuck? What am I doing? But I am. I'm so
Help.
proud of you. All the time,
Thank you.
all the time, all the time, all the time.
Hmm.
Non-negotiable. So proud of you.
Thank you.
And yeah, I just I can't. I mean, obviously I can believe it, but when I think I forget, like, oh yeah, the text you sent this time, no, yeah, and I start to remember the journey because I'm always on the fly. But man, I'm so proud of you. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah, and
knew from the
you've
first
been
day.
through my entire journey. Like
Yeah,
when I sent you an email like, "Hey, like this place, like she just ghosted me and like blah blah blah." And then this place, like the studio, like they don't have good bikes and blah blah blah. And then you were telling me like, "Get the hell out of there. Do your
yeah,
own thing. Open your stuff. Like buy
yeah.
it."
And it's true because I do tell people like if it's again, even people are like they send me stuff for training and they're like, well, where would I work after? And I'm like, well, first of all, or how much will I get paid? And I was like, okay, first of all, it's like getting a nursing degree or a doctor. Like you don't get guaranteed a job. You have to go out and get the job.
Yeah.
First off, there's that. And secondly, like find a place that you vibe with. Because
Mhm.
if you go into a place and yeah, it's happened so many times. I go in, like, even my Good Life girls, we were down in Arizona and I was checking out other studios before I worked with the Flow and the collective, which was Cyclab. And so we went to one of those big box, I don't know, Cycle Bar, whatever, Cycle Bar. And I said to the girls, do not go any further in the front. Like pretend you've never been to a gym or a club or whatever. Just pretend like gotta get there. No one at the front desk. I was like, okay. And the girls are starting. Lizzie's like, oh, I think our shoes are over here. Oh, I think I was like, nobody move. Like again, you want that experience, right? Just like
Yeah.
they're figuring it out. No one comes to the front. I'm like, are you kidding me? And it's things like that. Like, again, that's that Emma Berry line. Emma Berry has this fucking phenomenal line. And she's like, if they like you, they'll leave you. If they love you, they'll stay. And I've
Mhm.
added that into my training because, like, what are you going to do to get people to love you, to stay with you? Because if they like you, they'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you, I mean, listen, you know you've nailed it. I know you've nailed it because you can't fake that passion, that love on for people. And
Mhm.
even when people start studios, they're like, okay, I'm looking for spin instructors. I was like, or not. You're looking for that server that you go back to that restaurant and they're like, Emily, how are you? How's alt spin? What's going on? What's the latest? Da, da, da. Like, we can train anyone to ride a bike. You
Yeah.
can't train people to love on people.
Mhm.
Right. And so
Yeah.
you've just done an amazing job. Like,
Yeah.
not even amazing, like phenomenal.
Mhm.
My question, here's the question I asked to Ashley as well. This is so good. I don't know when I thought of this. You know, I've been meaning to start this kind of like talking to past grads for, I don't know, 3, 4 years. So I have questions from 3 or 4 years ago that I found. Amazing.
Okay.
But this is a good one. What can you teach us from teaching you? Isn't that a goodie?
What?
What can you teach us, authentic instructor training, after teaching you? Like after us training you,
Um,
what could you teach us? Isn't that a
what
goodie?
could I teach you? That's a deep question.
I know. It's funny, I'm actually quite deep. I
To
like stay up
explore,
here and then I
I'd say like to explore in your and don't be afraid to go into your creativity
yeah,
because I feel like you kind of have to be creative like in order to like have that presence and to make things different once in a while. And I feel like being creative into what you're saying, into
yes,
what you're doing, I think would be something. I love new stuff. I love learning new things and things like that. And like and I think it's part of like creativity
yeah,
to be doing that. So yeah, I think that's probably what I would be like teaching kind of
yeah.
thing.
To be more as opposed to so in the box, like think out of the box and
Yeah.
or yes. I think we've
And
definitely
not
done
be
that.
afraid, like not be afraid of like not be afraid to fail.
Yeah,
Being able to try it, like it you'll just learn from it. You'll just learn from things. Like I still make mistake. Like I say right, I go left, I go like I do that all the
I do that all
time. Like,
the time.
oh, it was so funny at the photo shoot. Like I was calling right, right, and I was going on the right, but then I was mirror on the other side, and then Erica was shouting to me. Erica and Catherine in front, they were like, "Do the left, go."
It's called
She was like, "We're
instructor
on the
right.
right, go the opposite."
Yeah, right, right.
Like,
So we that's what we do in group exercise. We call it instructor right because it's always left, left,
yeah,
left. But
yeah.
really, we're calling
But
out right.
I was so like in my moment and in my mind, and I was just like, calling right, right, right. And I have that on video too, I think. I have it on video. Like the
That's
girls are
great.
shouting to me. I
Yeah,
should send it to you. I'll send it to you. Like
100%.
I think you can see clearly Erica and Catherine like yelling at me.
I would love that. And but that's amazing. Like that. Actually, you know what? I should have a section in training on fail forward
Yeah.
because you'll
Yes.
fall forward, you'll fail forward, but get up, dust off, da da da.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
okay. It's okay like if your windscreen on your mic falls off. Like it'll happen. Like it's okay if like things like
yeah. The
life
playlist
happens.
goes into
We're
shuffle.
humans.
Yeah,
We're humans. Oh
yeah,
yeah, if you press pause, if you like
yeah.
click by mistake, like and you come back to the start of the track, like
Oops.
it is
Okay,
what
so
it
from the
is.
top, right?
Yeah. So I'm really trying to like push this into the girls too. That stop trying to be perfect. Like you're
So
doing
that's
you want to do your best. I understand it,
yeah.
but being human, being vulnerable in front of
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
will make them see you as a human,
Yeah.
and they will connect with you even more
Yeah.
because they'll be like, you know what? Like, she makes mistakes. She got the wrong timing, whatever. Like,
Exactly.
stuff, like, there's stuff that they won't even realize, but
No.
there's stuff that they will just be like, it's fine.
It's
And
funny
that,
that
and
you say that.
I say that in
Yeah.
classes too. I said,
Yeah.
you know what? It's okay if you don't nail the choreo. It's fine.
That's
And
it.
I will probably get it wrong too. So don't
Yeah.
worry about that.
I
And I tell them,
100%
like,
always get it wrong. I was like, tap, tap, just kidding. We're pumping and tap, like
yeah,
all the time.
exactly.
Like,
Exactly. So like it's part of it.
yeah,
So like not be afraid to just laugh at those little things.
yeah, yes,
Because at the end of the day, nobody died,
no,
nobody passed out,
no,
everybody's happy and healthy.
yeah, exactly.
Life goes on.
Yeah. I definitely, that's a big part of training because again, the A types are the perfectionists.
Mhm.
So they're, if you can get them out, and I always say to people, if you could ditch that perfectionism, because these people are like 25, 26,
Mhm.
30s, like I'm going to be 53. And I would say I still struggle with the perfectionism. And I always say, thank God for meds for me. Like the OCD, it has to be perfect. I have to listen to the song 100 times and da da da. And for them to free themselves of that earlier in life, oh my God. Like,
Mhm.
where would I be now? Maybe I'd be right here, but to let go of that, it's
Yeah,
never going to be perfect. You'll probably be perfect for 3 minutes of your entire life. Forget it.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
So yeah,
that's
it's a
really good.
big thing. It's a
Yeah,
big thing, especially in that industry when all you see on the internet are those perfect choreos,
yeah,
those perfect whipping like
yeah.
hair
Oh, yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like it's not the way it is. Like we all
Well,
have
that's
different
it.
bodies, we all
Yeah,
move differently, we
yeah,
all add like resistance differently.
yeah. We
It's
feel it
all part of
differently.
like being unique and individual and allowing yourself to be imperfect.
Yeah, perfectly imperfect.
Mm,
The other thing is Instagram spin. A lot of that is people are put in the right place so the video looks perfect.
yeah.
Clients are pulled out of the front row so that people can be put in to do the choreography perfect for
Mhm.
Instagram spin. And for me, you know what? And this is where like protecting your peace. My best stay on Instagram is my discovery page is all dogs, cats, and quotes. That's it. Like if people send me spin stuff, right? Like for you, if it's
Yeah.
a studio, yes, nothing else. Like people are like, oh, did you see this? No, I don't watch it because my discovery page, protect your peace. Because if I
Yeah.
watch the Instagram spin, I'd be like, I need to retire. I am way past this. Like, forget, I would go down, right? Oh, no, no, not doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So that's the whole thing. Like again, the message is if Instagram doesn't serve you, get off. Or for me to have my like beautiful moments. It's all about quotes and the dog videos. Kill me. The dog videos make me laugh so hard.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Emily, so people can find you at well, it's actually alternative spin, right?
Yeah.
Alt spin on social media. And
Yes.
obviously through me, obviously. And
Uh-huh.
I'm so glad you came on for the coffee combo. I think we need to do a coffee cheers. Is your coffee still
Yes,
warm?
coffee cheers.
Coffee
Yes.
cheers. Yeah.
Cheers.
Love it. Thank you for sharing your time, your expertise, your resilience.
Mm,
Thanks for making me cry.
well, thank you. Thank you for listening to me.
Anytime, you know. That's why I was like, apparently I started some sort of like chat that I kind of wanted to start forever and didn't, but then caught up with Ashley and recorded it, and here we are. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, Emily.
Yeah. Now you have to do Becky next because I talked to her this morning.
Yes.
So
Did you talk to Becky this morning?
you have to talk to Becky now. So I did. I did
Of
because
course I'm going to talk to Becky.
I saw that she received some merch for the studio
Yeah.
over in Airdrie. So I sent her a message. I said, "Hear me out. I'm sending you a shirt if you send me a shirt."
Yeah.
And she said, "Yeah, I'm down." So
Oh, nice. Okay, I love that. I
and
actually
then we
have
started like
her
talking a little bit.
Well, because I'm in Airdrie. So what I'm going to do with Becky is we're going to be side by side on Zoom. Like I'm going to go to the studio and do it. She doesn't even know.
Yeah.
Nobody even knows I started this because we haven't told anyone. I'm going away next week. So I wanted to have a couple of them under my belt before I went away. But at the end of the day, nobody even knows I started this.
There you go.
Just leave it to me.
There you go. But that's fine. No, because I
Yeah.
told her, I said, like, hey, I'm talking to Tash, like, actually over at lunch. And yeah, just like when, like, within, like, she was telling me she was celebrating her first year. And I was like, that's
Is it
amazing.
first year? What's first year? Is it first year?
The first year of the studio. Yeah.
Is this month?
Well, I don't know. She was like working on this, on the
Okay.
celebration for this
Wow, am I ever out of the
of
loop? How am I
warehouse.
in
Wait, hold
Airdrie and
on.
so out of the loop? Do you want to see Becky's binder? Okay, just
Birthday
everyone
party
else.
this month. It's this month.
Yeah, well, I've got to go see her. I have to return. So look at this. So, and everyone else watching, Becky is literally, she's incredible. She would be our number one person. Like she did live training in 2019. Then I was like, come back online and and now to this day, same thing, huge journey, and now owns a studio. So I'm at the studio one day and I'm like, oh my God, Becky, like
That's cool.
this
What
is her
is it?
binder. Okay, you're gonna die. No, no, no. So level one,
She's
okay,
so
which,
organized.
yeah, by the way, level one, which now we've consolidated level one and level two, but there's this. And then in 2021, we did a whole program, which Emilie knows we did level up. And actually, I'm going
Yeah,
to start to do those individual workshops again, like core values. Like, look at this, all her stuff, all her.
that's so cool.
I
Way to
die.
go, Becky.
Yeah, exactly. So it's inspired a whole bunch of us to start using binders. Like even my
Yeah,
Legrees.
because like my stuff is like still, I think,
Oh,
stacked somewhere in my
I had mine in plastic boxes, one, two, like all of them. And I was like, I want to put them in a binder, like huge inspiration she has.
yeah.
And I did add this sticker for her by Care Don't Care. And
Yeah,
obviously that there's warehouse and there's mine. Boom.
that's
Fun, hey?
amazing.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's so funny. Like that sticker, especially because Kat like asked us the other day. She said, "How many times a week do you guys wash your hair?" 'Cause she was starting to be discouraged about that. I was like, "Oh, I wash my hair all the time."
See, I wash, I'm gonna say twice a week. And then what happens, you can tell with a high pony because the white in my hair, which by the way is natural,
Mm.
this is it only on day 3 can I even put it up high because otherwise the whites spike out everywhere. So if it's too
Oh,
clean, it can't go in the high. And then I do the high pony for probably 2 or 3 days. And then
no.
I'll probably wash.
Well, my hair's still too short, but eventually it'll grow back, like
It
to
looks
being like,
amazing. When did you shave it off again? What was that last year?
no, it's 2 years ago.
Insane.
Yeah, 2 years ago. And then I shaved them when I was in Cold Lake too. So for the second time. But I'm done with that now. So long to just grow back. It's just so long.
It looks
But
so good though. It's
but
a
I was
great.
living like the no hair. It's just amazing. It's so good. Like you don't have to care about anything. If only that would be like so fast to just grow it back.
Yeah,
Because I'm not a wig person, so it's not working for me.
I'm dead.
I don't
I
have
was
the
like,
patience.
yeah, I actually haven't had my hair trimmed in a year and a half. I was like, what am I doing? I'm going to see my sister in Florida, and I don't know why. I'm always like, oh, I should probably. She's in the fashion industry, right? So I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'll bring my nicest clothes, all her dresses and stuff she makes. I wear them all, and blouses and all that stuff. And I was like, I probably should get a hair trim. We'll see. Maybe down there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm so
Anywho,
excited. Thank you for hopping on with
yeah.
me. I'll have to call Becky right now and be like, hey, I started a thing because I didn't even know I started a thing.
Yeah. Let her know.
She's on my hit
She's
list.
gonna be pumped.
There's so many. Everybody, you're all on my hit list.
Yeah.
Anyone that's graduated and wants to
Yay.
share their story, because this is what it's all about.
Yeah, that's amazing. I can't wait to hear everybody else's story.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. We haven't even released Ashley's. It's on my website if you want to listen to it,
Mhm.
but I haven't even because that's what I'm going to do. I just upload them to YouTube and then they're on the website. And then if
Sort of
somebody
like a podcast kind of thing.
kind of like I just called it coffee chats.
That's
Oh,
pretty cool.
yeah.
I like it.
Okay. Thanks. I hope.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I will talk to you later, and thank you again so
Yeah.
much. And to the
Enjoy your
kitties.
vacation.
Oh, it's not vacation. When you're an entrepreneur, you're never on vacation.
I know. I know. I know.
Amazing. You're an entrepreneur, just
I
like
know.
me.
Yay.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of the
Cool.
day. Bye,
Bye.
bed.
I love you.
Bye, you more.